Fam, what's happening with it today, man? I came across this story and I thought that y'all would really and truly find this very, very interesting. This is an exact look back into the past when it comes to slavery. And this is the response from an enslaved Israelite that he gave to his former slave owner, right? Formerly enslaved man responds to his master wanting him back is a literally masterpiece. Thank you, Todd Perry, for bringing us this story. And we know in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68, the Most High said that he would send us back into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Listen to this. In 1825, at the approximate age of 8, Jordan Anderson, sometimes spelled Jordan, was sold into slavery and would live as a servant of the Anderson's family for 39 years. In 1864, the Union Army camped out on the Anderson plantation, and he and his wife Amanda was liberated. The couple eventually made it to safety to Dayton, Ohio, where in July 1865, Jordan received a letter from his former owner, Colonel P.H. Anderson. The letter kindly asked Jordan to return to work on the plantation because it had fallen into disarray during the war. See, they've always needed us to do their work for them. Let's continue. On August 7, 1865, Jordan dictated his response through his new boss, Valentine Winters, and it was published in the Cincinnati Commercial. The letter, entitled Letter from a Freedman to His Old Master, was not only hilarious, but it showed compassion, defiance, and dignity. That year, the letter would be published in the New York Daily Tribune and Lydia Marie Child's The Freedman's Book. The letter mentions a Miss Mary, Colonel Anderson's wife, Martha, Colonel Anderson's daughter, Henry, most likely Colonel Anderson's son, and George Carter, a local carpenter. Dayton, Ohio, August 7th, 1865. To my old master, Colonel P.H. Anderson, Big Spring, Tennessee. Sir, I got your letter and was glad to find that you had not forgotten Jordan and that you wanted me to come back and live with you again, promising to do better for me than anybody else can. I have often felt uneasy about you. I thought the Yankees would have hung you long before this for harboring rebs they found at your house. I suppose they never heard about you going to Colonel Martin's to kill that Union soldier that was left by his company in their stable. Although you shot at me twice before I left, I did not want to hear of you being hurt, and I'm glad you are still living. It would do me good to go back to the Duro home again and to see Miss Mary and Miss Martha and Allen, Esther, Green, and Lee. Give my love to them all and tell them I hope we will meet in the better world, if not in this. I would have gone back to see you all when I was working in the Nashville hospital, but one of the neighbors told me that Henry intended to shoot me if he ever got a chance. I want to know particularly what the good chance is you propose to give me. I am doing tolerably well here. I get $25 a month with victuals and clothing, have a comfortable home for Mandy, the folks call her Miss Anderson, and the children, Millie, Jane, and Grundy, go to school and are learning well. The teacher says Grundy has a head for a preacher. They go to Sunday school, and Mandy and me attend church regularly. We are kindly treated. Sometimes we overhear others saying, "Them colored people were slaves down in Tennessee." The children feel hurt when they hear such remarks, but I tell them it was no disgrace in Tennessee to belong to Colonel Anderson. Many darkies would have been proud, as I used to be, to call you massa. Now, if you will write and say what wages you will give me, I will be better able to decide whether it would be to my advantage to move back. As to my freedom, which you say I can have, There is nothing to be gained on that score, as I got my free papers in 1864 from the Provost Marshal General of the Department of Nashville. Mandy says she would be afraid to go back without some proof that you were disposed to treat us justly and kindly. And we have concluded to test your sincerity by asking you to send us our wages for the time we served you. This will make us forget and forgive old scores and rely on your justice and friendship in the future. I served you faithfully for 32 years, and Mandy, 20 years. At $25 a month for me and $2 a week for Mandy, our earnings would amount to $11,680. Add to this the interest for the time our wages have been kept back and deduct what you paid for our clothing and 3 doctor visits to me and pull in the 2 for Mandy. And the balance will show what we are in just entitled to. Please send the money by Adams Express in care of V. Winters, ESQ, Dayton, Ohio. If you failed to pay us for faithful labor in the past, we can have little faith in your promises in the future. We trust the good Maker has opened your eyes to the wrongs which you and your fathers have done to me and my fathers, in making us toil for you for generations without recompense. Here, I draw my wages every Saturday night, but in Tennessee, there was never any payday for the Negroes, any more than for the horses and cows. Surely there will be a day of reckoning for those who defraud the labor of his hire. In answering this letter, please state if there will be any safety for my Millie and Jane, who are now grown up and both good-looking girls. You know how it was with poor Matilda and Catherine. I would rather stay here and starve and die, if it come to that, than have my girls brought to shame by the violence and wickedness of their young masters. You will also please state if there has been any schools open for the colored children in your neighborhood. The great desire of my life now is to give my children an education and have them form virtuous habits. Say howdy to George Carter and thank him for taking the pistol from you when you were shooting at me. From your old servant, Jordan Anderson. This article originally appeared on 11/3/17. So we got to look into the words of slavery and how bad that they treated this brother. Now he served them for 32 years and never got one paycheck. And his wife 20 years and never got one paycheck. This is what made America great. This is what made America rich. Hundreds of years of enslaving the true Israelites of the Bible. Just like our ancestors were slaves in Egypt, we was also slaves in America and everywhere else the Most High scattered us to the 4 corners of the earth for not keeping the covenant. This is your proof right here. But what do y'all think about this? Drop your comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click on that notification bell, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Shalom to the wizard.